That's what authenticity comes in, which is what I was talking about at the start.
Yep.
That's when you really start to say, cool, let my light shine, bright, loud. Do not be afraid to be loud.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to be loud with that light, because when I'm telling you the amount of times I am underestimated because I was quiet, because I chose to be kind, nice, hot, with a heart. And I'm not saying to be mean, rude or whatever. No, do not confuse those two things. But be loud and really be true to you without necessarily wanting to fit in a box.
So, hello everyone, hope you're doing well, hope you're looking after yourselves. Welcome to another episode of The Student Guide. Welcome to the final episode of Season 8 of The Student Guide. Yes, our guest didn't know this, but she is the last guest to appear for Season 8 of The Student Guide. It's been a great journey, and we thought we'd end this season with an incredible person doing incredible work. As you can see, our setup is a bit different. We've got cool new microphones. We were discussing a bit about that towards the end. But as you know, I don't like doing introductions, so instead I'm going to ask for our guests to introduce themselves. Could we please know a bit more about you and what you do?
Yes. So, hello everyone. My name is Ylva, and I am an MFL teacher. So it's basically a language teacher for secondary school. And I'm also a professional dancer. So, yeah.
Thank you. And we will be finding more about your journey very shortly. It's not one of the questions here, and it's not the question for 44 words. I will get into what that is in just a moment. But a question that came to mind, what's your favourite... I won't ask you what your favourite language is, because I feel like that's just like a basic thing. But instead I'll ask you, what's your favourite word in a language? It can be any... So you can be like, it's not my favourite language, but I love this word.
Okay. To be honest, my favorite word in French, and it comes out at the worst time ever. I apologize in advance. It's putain. I never understand. It's bad. I will literally be going like, all right, now, and then as soon as I get something, maybe it's an email or something, and I'm like, quoi? Merde. Putain. And it's like a whisper. My second one, which now I do say a lot, is basically yafoy.
Okay.
Yafoy is... it's in Nushi, and Nushi is one of the languages that you do speak at home in Ivory Coast. Nushi is a mix of French and also all of the 60 other languages that we do have.
Wow.
So it's native to the country. It is French, but is, I guess, a broken French. I don't really like to use that term because, it says our own as well. But yeah, that's how we say it. So it's called Nushi.
Wow.
So yeah, and I said it to the point where, like, it's so used, people are so used to me saying it. It's that bad. Even people that, don't speak French now and I've heard with, like, they will say something. You use it for anything. Yeah. So, for example, if you were to say to me, oh, yeah, by the way, Ylva, can we meet on Tuesday instead of, Thursday? Because on Thursday, I do have an appointment. I'm like, okay, yeah, for you. So it's like, you can, yeah. I use it for everything. It's so bad. It's so bad, but yeah.
Oh, honestly, thank you for that. And you've now got if you wanted more languages in your repertoire, more than the, it's funny you're talking about like broken languages, because I've said that, like, this is, again, not linked to what we're talking about today, but I've said I've stopped learning Spanish on Duolingo because, like, I can't have a conversation. What am I going to say? Like, I like traveling to Spain, and then they're asking about other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I eat apples too. So I've left that. I've left that. Instead, without cussing Duolingo, I have actually started to use it to instead learn chess.
There you go.
So there are some advantages to it.
Duolingo, you're still good. You're still on the map.
You can still learn.
You're still on the map.
But we're going to go to our first official segment, which is 44 questions brought by the amazing Amanda from 44 Words.
Okay.
And Amanda's question for you is, what is something you have recently learned about yourself?
Oh my God, Amanda, we going so deep in. It could have been soft, man. Girl. Okay, right. Let's be very honest. I think I'm joking. Something that I've learned about myself recently is that I struggle with accepting progress. I know it sounds so off, but during my training to become a teacher, the main thing that I've understood is my consistency that I liked a lot of. And also determination, I do have that. However, persistency, which is something else that I also do have, but it was difficult. I struggle to accept progress because when my mentor will say to me, you're doing good, do this, change this for the next lesson, but don't forget to do what I've told you to do because this one is good. Okay. In my brain, this is how we register. This is good, cool. Let me keep this. Let me do this, right? But he also said, I need to do that. So the whole positive thing that he said, don't forget to do this, it's in a bin now. Wow. And I'm thinking, I need to change this because he said, I need to change this. And throughout the year, the person that helped me understand a lot and I guess made me be aware of the aspect of myself is my beautiful partner. Because it's so funny. He sat me down one day and he said, you need to understand that you are progressing, man. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh God, okay, I guess. And then literally, okay, and he was like, unless you don't accept it, my words are just gibberish. And I was like, stop hitting me reality, man. Just stop. So then I think I clocked it when it's like 1 month before I finished my my training. And I went like, oh my God, it's true. It's true. I don't like accepting progress. But something that is bad with it, and the downside is that because I did not see the aspect of me and I struggle with accepting progress, I will then regress. Regress? Can you see that?
Yeah, regress.
Yeah, I will then regress. And the way I would regress will be by not seeing the positive things and only focusing on the negative, which means I will not move forward, I will go backwards. One step back, one step back. I know it's hilarious, isn't it?
No,
I've realized that, like, literally at the start of this year, I said, no, this year we're not, what we're finna do, regress is at the door. I left that door in the back. I was like, no, it's not through the chair. So yeah,
wow,
that's what I told myself to do.
To be fair, I mean, when this episode out, we have a bit of a backlog, so this won't come out in January. But we are recording this in the new year. That's why I'm not wearing a Christmas jumper in this episode. But for the last 2, I have been.
You don't know about it,
honestly. But I feel like that's a good way to start the year to know that about yourself, because then you're like
set. I
you're
guess
set for the rest of the year. Yeah.
We'll see how the years go. Though I'm gonna message you halfway through and let you know how's that journey going. We'll see.
But let's get started with the first official question that we've got for you. And this is about essentially identity across continents.
I like that.
Which applies both not just to your like personal life, but to your artistry as well. So you've kind of hinted, well, you mentioned it already, you know, you were growing up Ivorian and Swedish. So how did this shape how you see, this is a big question to start with.
Yeah.
How did it shape how you see yourself?
Today?
No, I don't.
I'm about to say, yay!
Like yourself, you could say today, you could say like your younger version.
Yeah, okay.
You could say like across your whole life.
Okay.
How has it shaped how you see your creativity?
Okay.
And how has it shaped the way that you move in the spaces that you're a part of? So obviously you've got dance, you've also got your teaching as well. So yeah, that's like a 3-part question.
Yeah, can we start with part 1? See, it's teaching me. Sorry, I'm scaffolding.
No. It's to be fair. That's why sometimes I'm glad I'm on this side because I don't have to answer these questions sometimes. So let's start with how it shaped how you see yourself.
Okay. Yes. So in general, how I shape myself, I'm not done shaping myself. I really want to say that I'm not done. So far, I'm good with where I am.
Okay.
It has moving or being, I guess, a third kid country. That's the term that they do use. Sorry.
Nice.
It's basically I've lived, I think, 6 to 8 years in each country so far. So I'm born in France, then moved to Ivory Coast at the age of 6, back home, because for me it's home. Tous les Ivoiriens là-bas. Sorry, I have to switch it because I know the people that are going to watch. C'est la maison pour moi. Merci. So
I'm not going to have to put out French. Like,
yeah. So basically, I'm going to explain to you the joke, don't worry. It's going to make sense. Okay. So basically, 6 moved to Côte d'Ivoire, and then due to the civil war, I had to go away. And I was 11 when I went away. And then I went to Sweden. So from 11 to then, that's a long time. From 11 to then, 18. Wow. I was then, and then 18 I came here.
Wow.
And I think throughout all of those countries, one thing that I did understand is that I understand I have gained a lot of perspective when it comes to social context. Being in 3 different countries from 3 different continents. And the reason I'm saying continent is because I think generally that UK is one continent. I'm just saying. But anyway. I got to understand a lot how people work. I'm not an expert. Again, do not attack me because then people now those days, you're out here trying to attack. Oh yeah, stand in your corner. But I've got to understand, and it shaped, I think it's shaping, because it's still ongoing, it's shaping the woman that I am right now and who I want to be. I think it was vague, but I hope it makes sense.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's the first part.
Okay. How is it?
He's in the teacher in me, right? I'm like, point 1.
All right, point 2. How has it shaped your creativity? Let us know.
Oh, it's a journey. Okay. When I say the roller, see that roller coaster that makes you go, yeah, that's exactly how it shaped my creativity. Because what? First of all, when it comes to dancing, I need to say this because this is going to be hilarious. The first style of dance that for me said, oh wow, I want to do it. It is hip hop. Now I'm talking about hip hop old school. I'm talking about Missy Elliott. Okay. Talk about Lil Kim. Talk about Snoop Doggy Dogg. Okay. All of them videos that we know that this generation now those days you don't know, and honestly be ashamed of yourself for joking. But all of the songs, they shaped my whole perspective on how I was just so. I was so mesmerized when I saw Missy Elliott doing them. My first clip, Lose Control. That song, to this day, I love that song for my life. And like, I was 4 when that clip came out. And I was like watching and I was like, I want to be like her. And I was talking about Madison, I think, the dancer that was in there, who then was in Step Up. So I was like, I'm trying to be like Madison still. So then I was dancing from there, right? Then I go to Ivory Coast. We go home to Côte d'Ivoire. And then on my forehead, it was titled, I am white. Now, let me explain the context. At home, I was called white or dancing like from Europe white because I was unaware at all and I did not know anything that has to do with coupé décalé, which is the modern dance styles or traditional dance styles from home. So I was white from my forehead. But because I was so passionate about dance, I said, no, you see all of these say about, I'm going to show you that I'm more Ivorian than you are. Jeffrey, I dance for my life. Okay. Like, I dance for my life. Okay. You see at them weddings where people dash money, I got all that money for me. What? You see all my big cousins and stuff, they're like, oh my gosh, I just arrived and I took the money. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing, what you might. So yeah, in the family, I was just like dancing all the time. Yeah. All the time. Wow. And I fell in love, and that's where I fell in love with certain artists, like obviously you have Serge Benoît, you have Baby Philippe, all of them. And then you have Claire Bailly. Oi! Sorry, I'm getting such a flashback. So, yeah. And then I think something changed. Not something, let's be realistic. The war changed me. It changed my perspective on my creativity. Okay. It broke me a little bit. I think now that I reflect on it, you know, nothing happens in vain as a spiritual woman. God knows what he's doing. Very much know what he's doing. That part was needed. Because when I got to Sweden, I turned to films, music video, and music, and it became a therapy for me. Because when the war happened, the way I lived it, because I think for my family members that will see that, of course, beautiful podcast and video, and I can relate to it because they have also lived one aspect of the war. Being stuck in that country for 3 months and living the worst of the worst, which I don't want to talk about and I never wish on people, it changes you a lot. And it's funny because I think I have finally gotten to a point where I can speak about it without, I guess, feeling off. Before, I will feel like the silence is louder than what it is. Did you see what I'm doing? Yeah. I feel you saying. But now, I feel like, no, it's a part of life. especially now that, and we know everything that's happening in the world, it needs to be addressed. So I am finally ready to fully address it the way it is. And the way this has shaped my creativity is when I landed in Sweden. I was a traumatized kid, and I turned to films and music. Through that, I learned Swedish.
Okay.
Through that, I learned English. Because it's generally during those 2 first years in Sweden that I was hooked on films. And that helped me disconnect from the reality that, I was no longer at home living my best life with both of my parents. I was no longer eating the food that I enjoy, or even thinking about growing up in my neighborhood, mon quartier, à la maison, all of those things. All of those things. It just took me away. Yeah. And that then made me understand that I do like films. I might want to become an actress, because from a very young age, I was like, I want to be an actress. I want to do comedy and something. Maybe it's telling me, I don't know. Guys, stop booking me. Hello. Thank you very much. Anyways. And then I was like, no, I can leave that dream in my life. This is fine. And then the dancing became even more stronger, because I would dance at some silly hours. My mom is like, you got school tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I got dance now. So I would dance. Like, Jeffrey, I would dance until midnight. And my mom would be like, there are neighbors downstairs. And I'm like, I don't care. So bad. Anyway, so I would test any style. And I'm a self-taught dancer, so I never really went to classes. At home, of course, in Côte d'Ivoire, I will have teachers that will teach me. But when it comes to all the hip-hop styles or all the other styles that I knew the base and foundation of, it's through videos. So it's through videos, because I was like, again, it's disconnected me from reality. So then when I went to high school, the equivalent of high school here, which is, I think, the second part of secondary here. As a teacher, I do know that. Thank you very much. This is what I've learned. Don't come at me again. Thanks. Sorry, I have to warn them people, because you know them people now, those things.
In comments, it's wild.
So I mean, thank you. So basically, from there, I said, cool, I want to do drama. And that's where the whole creative said, it was always in me, but through this whole little bubble journey, exploded even more. So I went into drama and I did everything that is creative related. I did the plays. I wrote my own play and this and stuff. And I was like, and all my teachers were like, yeah, do it. Motivation here, there, and there. I opened up the first dance club in that school in Sweden.
Wow.
And afterwards, when I graduated from high school, they even awarded me, I got an award which is called the best friend of the school.
Wow.
And I never knew that those things existed. But it was not my intention to even, all I did was out of love, because I was sad on the inside. I said, I don't want to remain sad. So I shaped a sort of image for myself. Yes, I did lie to myself for a very long time. But it helped me overcome the sadness, I think, in a different way. On top of it as well, spiritually, I had my mom too. This woman, she's mon pilier, my pillar.
Yeah.
And so she helped me through that as well. So yeah, I can think this is where the creativity took me. Okay. And then now, of course, that, I'm like on a woman stage. Yeah, creativity just took me wherever it took me. Guys, it's all right, we don't talk about You see that part was nice. This one is like, nah, it's not.
That's fair. I mean, you kind of answered the last part, but if you feel like you want to add a bit more to it, let me know. Really? It was about the spaces that you moved through.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go on to the next one, which is all about dancing between disciplines.
So education and
actually, so you mentioned you're a professional dancer. You're also a language teacher as well, and I think ultimately, I'm sure you agree, those are two very different worlds. Yeah.
It's Essex and Heathrow. That's what they are.
So my question to you is, what made you decide not to choose between doing one or the other? And how do these careers influence one another?
In a minute.
That's okay.
This is my acting game. This is where you should be hiring me. I'm just saying. Thank you. Okay. So, I told myself this. when I graduated Brunel with my BA, I was like, oh, my teacher kept telling me, because my physical theatre teacher, Gavin Thatcher, he top notch. And then there's also Royona. And then my teacher also, when it comes to creative writing, was Benjamin Zephaniah. So all of them three kept saying, you are so interculturally, diverse. Like, how do you say? English is not English. Sorry, guys. You just
like diverse.
Yeah, but it's like it's so grounded. The way I've spent my times in those countries, it's so grounded, and you see it in me. Don't take it away. That's what is me, because I struggled a lot at the time to understand, do I need to be this one? Do I need to be this one? Do I need to be this one? Generally, and even sometimes in my poetry, back then, when I would practice and I would learn poetry, I would have poems in French, I will have poems in Swedish, and I will have poems in English. So then Benjamin Zephaniah, paix à son âme, I said, what you made for the nigga? Why? Hold on a minute. What you made for the nigga? I don't know if I could do that. He said, but it's you. So put the three together. So I made the poem, and then I put the three together. Okay. And I said, oh my God. That meant open up my eyes to really accepting who I was at that stage. That's why I said, guys, that little phase. That's why I said, yeah, because it's that phase when I'm like, I don't know who I am. And he did. He was like, hello. And then on top of it, you had Gavin Thatcher that was like, hello, dancing. Don't you dare take it away. And then on the final note is Royana. Royana, she said education. You know you like that. Because I am such a militant when it comes to being prone to the Black diaspora and accepting a beautiful Blackness and a true self. That at the time, oh my God, Jeffrey, I was my own little Martin Luther King on the inside. Yeah. And the thing is, like, those three teachers really just completed that little box. And they ticked those boxes for me, I guess, or helped me tick them. Yeah. So the way it shaped, I guess, my way in wanting to do a master, when I finished that, I told myself, if I take dance on a serious level, this is exactly how I was thinking. If I take dance on a serious level, I'm going to lose the passion. I was always scared to lose the passion because I started with passion and I don't want to lose that ever. And I will see all of, my friends and stuff, sometimes compare myself, of course. And I'll be like, if I do that, I'm going to lose it. If I then turn dance into, if I put dance into the institution box, I'm losing it because then it becomes a job, it becomes work, no, I don't want that. I want it to be a release for me to, express my emotions fully and not put it into a box. That's how my brain worked at the time. Then because I was here in the UK and they decided to do Brexit. So when they did Brexit, I said, okay, go. I got to fight for myself. I can't do no more. I was like, yeah, I gotta find a job or something. So I said, let me go, what can I do? Where can I worked at Working Mama first. That place was absolutely a no-go for me. As much as I'm the most sociable person you'll ever see, I couldn't do it. I did not find myself growing on a creative basis. I did not find myself even being a leader or being a follower. I was like, no, I was fine every day. So then I said, cool, let's try something else. And then I went into teaching. Okay. But I started as a teaching assistant. Now, one thing that I did not understand is when you do teaching assistant here in the UK and in London, they will send you to special needs school. My beautiful babies. And honestly, I went there and I was like, I love it. Most of the responses that you get from people that do go to and work with special needs children is it's tough, it's hard. I don't like it. And the needs are just so highly demanding and stuff. Me, I went in, I said, nope, I like it. I just do. It's my sauce. I like it. And then honestly, in my head, I was like, hello, if you don't have the patience to be here, disappear. Because what's the point? What is the point? So for me, I was like, no, they're my babies. I like it. Yeah. And I stayed for 2 years. Wow. And I got into a school where everyone surrounding me helped me then accept my creativity. Wow. because again, I shied away. This is where it goes back to, you know, what I said about the whole trying to fit in the box.
Yeah.
So I went into like, I need to be a teacher. So in my head, I was like, I barely told everyone that dance until like the 3 or the 4th month. And then they found out. They're like, what do you do outside of this, by the way? I was like, yeah, I dance. They're like, why did you not say? The kids would love it. Because, and then, I've realized, I started doing research on how dancing or movement is also helpful for anyone, you know, neuro scientific brain or neurodivergent brain. So then I was like, wait. Another door opened up for me again, you know? And I was like, okay, accept both worlds again. So then the school allowed me to then do some dance sessions sometimes with the kids.
Oh, wow.
And then I was like, okay, I do love it. And it's from there that I told myself, no, I'm going to apply. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And then I thought to myself, do I want to do dance teaching then? Or do I want to do any other subject? I turned to English. I said no, because I've not mastered English like that yet. I don't think I'm ready to teach it. And then I started looking, of course, also university and stuff, gov.uk, you know how it is. And I found out that you could do MFL, so language teaching. And I was like, oh, what are the requirements? Then I look at the requirements, and it says A first, which is what I got at my uni. Nice. Thank you very much. And then the second point said, you need to be native in the language. I said, tick the box. And the third point said, it's a bursary. You know, I have to pay for it. I said, let's dance. Bring it. Bring it. Let's dance. I'm taking it. So literally, I told myself, we're going to go for that. But I applied for the first year, didn't get in. Okay. Instead, I went 100% on dancing. That year, I think it was when did I do that? 2023. No. 2023, 2024. 2023, 2024. Okay. That year. Okay. That's when, yes, it's that year. Okay. That's when, oh my gosh, the way I danced that year, even I went, whoa, I did not know I could do that. Wow. I dance every day. And it's also because since I didn't get in, right, I was like, God, what is it? What did I not do? And stuff. And then I told myself, he's not doing things in vain. Everything happens for a reason. Let it flow. And obviously at the time, because I don't know what progress is, and also perfectionism is like on my forehead written like that. I was like, I did this wrong, and I just started talking down about myself again. Then my mom went, no, maybe you need to take this journey for now and understand what dance is for you. Because remember, you've always put it at the side because you try to, you know, see it as it's, you know, release or stuff, but you've not really seen it on a professional basis, have you? So then I was like, okay, fine, let's do that. So I went home to Côte d'Ivoire for like 4 months. And I went home and reality hit me because you see dancers at home. When I say I'm mesmerized when I see my friends at home, they're just fantastic. I will never want to come in here and say, I just respect him a lot. And I will not talk down on myself and say that I'm not a good dancer. I am. I think I'm a very, very good dancer. Come take my classes, guys. Thank you very much. But, like, they help me really understand what dance is on a professional level as well. Wow. And the structure. That's where the education, the institution comes in with the dancing. So then, after that, I applied again. Okay. And I said, I'm still doing this goddamn job. And I got in. And I was like, thank God. And I got in, I got accepted at St. Mary's University. Wow. So I was like, oh my gosh, top school as well. I got confused for my life, but okay, I'm not saying no. Yeah. And my mentor, Juliette and Lisa, those women, top notch. When I said they helped me throughout this whole year, so this whole year, I also told myself, I need to be a teacher now, so I can't be a dancer. And that's, as you know, another battle came in again. Who do I want to be? 6, 7. Sorry, guys, I had to say it. It's not me. It's the kids that I teach. They keep telling it all the time. I had to lay it out. It's out. It's out. Side looking. Yep, it's out. So from there, I did this whole year. That's gone now. I was like, cool, I'm a teacher. I put away, I didn't put away dance. It's because generally PGC is hard. PGC and QTS together is hard. It's very demanding. you're obviously doing your master in pedagogy and you're doing the practice. Everything is new. Me, who's not been in a UK education ever in my whole life, it's new to that level.
Okay.
So I was just thrown. My first placement, horrible. We will not go in details. That's all I'm going to say. But one thing that I did learn from that is, I know who to watch out from now. I learned my lesson from there. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Second placement. The man that was my mentor, it's only God that said, yeah, you needed to be there in that time.
Okay.
Because it went like from here to
okay.
And it was top notch. And then second placement as well, I said, cool, I'm ready to go back into dancing. So then I signed myself up with the beautiful company Roots and More, who I train with every day on Wednesday. And it got me to understand professionalism in dancing. And then I was still, I'm not gonna lie, I was still hiding away.
Okay.
I was still saying to myself, I'm a teacher and I don't dance. So I never mentioned it to teachers again. Still doing the same thing. And the third month, same, I then slipped it out a little bit. But then when I graduated, I told myself, hold on a minute, in 2025, why is it on earth that I think that I can't merge Essex and Heathrow? Because they're all in the same town. They are in the same town. So I'm like, yes, they're far. But they're in the same town. And there's a road that connects them. So let me, try to navigate through that road that connects them. Okay. That's how I'm trying to understand and accept the fact that I am a professional dancer and I am a teacher. She got brains. She got movements. It's 10 out of 10.
So yeah. No, I think that's really great. And I think, my only thing to say is that I feel like that's your, story clearly shows that, you can have the best of both worlds. Because I feel like people feel like you can't. Even I tell people my job, I like my job because, my business supports a whole range of people. We support young people, we support creators. But then also through my workplace, I'm able to do that exact same thing. So sometimes it might be, I don't know, putting on events for different communities. Sometimes it's... This is why you don't record after work. Sometimes it's having people on the podcast and being like, oh, did you know about this space? There's been people that have been like, oh, cool, come, there's a space that I know that are really good for you. But I like that there's a lot of overlap. Even people are surprised. There are people who've been on the podcast or who've been on our panel discussions that are people that I've met through literally just my work. And I like the fact that both of those overlap.
Right? Honestly. Nice. I think it's interesting as well to... when you when you don't see it coming and then it slowly just creeps in.
Comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. I think that's what's happening because now, especially with the where I'm at with both of those careers, I'm like, wow, I'm very grateful to God about it. I don't know what the outcome is going to be because it's the world, of course. There's always going to be people that are going to be judgmental and they're going to be like, how is it that you're on social media, you're doing this, but then you're actually teaching kids? And I'm like, hello, do you know that your kids are doing worse than that, first of all? And second of all, I am a model to your kids telling them that you could be that full 100% woman, education-wise and everything, and also dance on a professional basis.
100%.
There's nothing wrong with it at all.
100%.
Hello, there's teachers that are designers. There are lawyers that are video content creators. So do not come at me. Literally, do not come at me. So yeah. I'm just getting ready for that interview, when they do ask me. And they're like, we need to check your social media. Go ahead.
We're now going to go on to Treasure Talks. So you're actually, as I mentioned before, you're the last episode of this season. So you will be the last Treasure Talk for season 8. So I don't know what you've brought. I'm excited to see what you've brought.
Yeah.
Could you let us know what it is and why this item is a treasured item to you?
Okay. So I got today my Rosemary beads.
Wow. And I will put on, if I'm doing this properly, we have an applause. So yes, could we please know a bit more about why? Yes.
Bien sûr. Alors, my Rosemary beads. I am Catholic, and throughout all of those countries, this whole, traveling journey, one thing that stayed consistent is Dieu, so God. This stayed consistent throughout the whole journey. Wow. I got it when I was baptized in Côte d'Ivoire. And when everything happened from after the war and moving to Sweden and moving this and doing this, at any time that I will feel doubt or anger, anxiousness, any type of feeling, joy, celebration, I will turn to this beautiful piece right here. It is an object. And yes, when it comes to Catholicism, the practice is different, like any other, obviously, religious practice. But for me, this object is my everything. Hardship, as much as happiness, is my everything.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's not because of the object. I think it's the link that I have and the journey that I see through that object. It's the journey, because when I'm telling you my faith, it's faith. I do this. Because obviously, moving through the country, so I have to ask. I said, God, what you want? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why did I not get accepted? Why do I need to choose between dance and education? I'm asking him so many questions. And then, you know, obviously, there's other stuff as well that happened in my life. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be, there was a period of time, do you know what I said to my friends? I was like, I'm moving back home. I'm not staying in Europe. I'm tired of Europe. I don't want to do that. I just want to, that's the whole thing. Yeah. And, you know, when I was sitting silent, I'm like, God, I'm mad at you. I'm mad, right? And then I look at him and I'm like, why do I need to go talk to you when I'm mad? I'm trying to go away from you, but I can't go away from you. So, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. It would be mon chapelet. En français, it's chapelet. Okay. And I finally Googled it. Rosemary beads. Thank you.
Wow.
So, yeah,
that's beautiful. That's really nice. And I think, like, so, well, I have been to many a Christian church. I've been to a Pentecostal church, but I'm currently at a Church of England church. And we have... like our church is like Anglo-Catholic, so we are a part of the Church of England, but the priests that have resided over that church have been like we adopt a lot of Catholic as well as like Church of England stuff. Yeah. And the last November was the first time I went. So we got a new vicar in last year, and he was like, "Oh, cool. So I'm a part of this. Like I do this pilgrimage with other vicars, and we go to this shrine. I had never heard of this place before. It's called Walsingham. It's a small village in Norfolk, I think. It's up north.
You talking places that I've never heard.
See, look, I'm gonna be so real with you. Outside London, it's like it's which sounds like the snob, like so snobby, but like outside of London, if you're trying to tell me where places are in the UK,
question mark.
Like, we've got maps for a reason, is all I'm saying. But with that pilgrimage, like I guess like what you're saying about like so we learned about the rosary beads and like why like what the prayer is for, what it's used for.
Is it rosary or rosemary?
So I've heard both. I've heard both.
Thank you, because before you had talked, both.
I've heard more rosary than rosemary, but I also don't know if there's a difference between the two.
I'm gonna Google that. All of you in the comments, you'll start better talking, because I've Googled it. Those two names came up. So I'm like, which one is that? And it's the rosemary stayed in my head, so that's why I just,
Okay. I think I've heard rosary more. So
okay, so it could be rosary.
I think either's fine. Unless like
I hope so. I'll double check.
We'll fact check it. We'll be back with you. But no, it was interesting to learn about it because, like, I guess from like a Church of England perspective, like it's not a practice that I've necessarily done. My dad, a bit of context is also my dad grew up Catholic, so like he knows about it. He's done it. My mum grew up like within the like Anglican and like Church of England church in Nigeria. So like so my dad knows about it. He's done the prayers. He knows about it. For my mum, we don't do it. So like for her, she was saying like, oh, it's particularly seen as like a she was like, oh, I don't necessarily know why you guys sounds like wild, but like why you do it? Because she was just like, oh, like in Church of England, or in the Bible, like we're talking, oh, you pray to God, which is like the main, like when people are just like, oh, like we're talking about rosaries, then I was like, this is it.
It's this about but
I think something really interesting that so this pilgrimage was nice because it was other young people like age 18, I think, to 35, and it was all about like just encouraging like young people who are getting into the church, and like there's a big revival across all churches around the world that young people are really looking to find like faith and God. And the person leading the session was like, look, like I don't see, like, she was talking about that. So she was just like, oh, I grew up in the Church of England. Sometimes people have been like, why do you have like rosary beads? Like, what's the point? Like, why are you praying to Mary? Yeah. And she was like, oh, I'm not praying to Mary as like, oh, Mary, like, you know, I'm worshipping you like I'm worshipping God. She said it's more of in the, she sees it as like, oh, I might ask a friend of mine, can you pray for me? And she was like, I'm seeing it like that. Mary's a friend of mine, and I'm asking Mary, you know, please intercede on my prayers. And she was like, it's the same reason, like the same way that like people pray to saints. They're like, oh, Saint so and so. Like I know, especially like if you're not Catholic, you probably don't know what your saint day is, but like every day has a saint. So it's the same thing with that. Like we have saint days, so saints, you can be like, oh, this saint is my saint. It's the saint when I was born. You know? And it's the exact same thing. So I thought that was really interesting because I was like, well, if I knew you brought, I would have brought mine.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I got one on the trip and I was just like, and I get what you mean. Like, it is just nice to have. And I know like my sister's, she was on the trip too. She got one. And she was saying like, sometimes it's just even like having that moment to pause and reflect. So like typically, one of them broke, so I don't have my original one. But like, so I got this, I don't know which camera is currently showing, but I'll bring it forward so hopefully one of them can pick it up. So I got this bracelet. It's not a rosemary bead, by the way, but I got this bracelet with the cross. And then people keep, I've explained this in a podcast episode before, but people think this is a 2-piece necklace. It's not. My friend went to Italy and he bought me this, and then I had an African necklace anyways. But I like to wear these as well because I might not necessarily always remember to bring the rosary with me, but I like for me, it's not like I wear this as like a ritual thing. So it's just like, oh, if I'm not wearing this, then bad things are going to happen to me today. It's like, no matter what happens, if I need like a moment with God, like I can just hold it. I can just pray. I can just focus on God and like just ground myself in the moment. So thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful.
You just reminded me about something. When we were talking about talking to a friend throughout this journey, La Vierge Marie, as a woman, it's more than a friend. For me, I'm feeling it every day that when I do turn to La Vierge Marie, it's more than a friend. Because it's a guidance. But again, that's a spiritual aspect that, you know, if you do understand, you understand.
No, 100%.
And the second object I will say is this one, which is basically, I got it, I think, 2 years ago.
Okay.
And for some reason, especially now that I'm teaching, I do not go to... In the morning, it's the first item I built.
Wow.
I don't know why, but maybe it's just to, you know, be proud of everything that, my experience and stuff. I don't know why the French accent is coming out. But, voilà.
Right. That was beautiful. I thank you very much for sharing. We're going to start this question with our mic check, which is a fact or figure or story that's relevant to the conversation.
Okay.
And this episode, we have an interesting fact from UNESCO, which says that over 50% of multilingual and multicultural individuals report living between cultures significantly increases their creativity, adaptability, and their problem solving, which I think highlights the strengths of individuals like yourself, you know, who draw from not only having multiple lived experience in different parts of the world, but also, like you said, you have 2 different practices that are linked together. And this question is all about, essentially, you know, you've built experience in language education while developing your artistic craft. So I have now realized, I feel like you may have answered this question. So if you have, we will go to the last question. But the question was, how do your skills as an educator shape the way how you create and build communities through art and dance?
Oh, structure.
Okay.
Yeah, I could answer that one, and then we could go to this one. Yeah. Structure. Okay. So you see how during my placement, I've accepted that I do not have consistency and I do not have structure, routines. Because when you're a teacher, routines is your best friend. It's repeated things, but it's also because it's something that students, that's how discipline is being, you know, created. There is lots of politics to talk about as well when it comes to this, I'm not gonna lie, because obviously as a creative, I like the freedom of space and stuff, as you know. So I do juggle between those 2 things sometimes, but structure, my best friend.
Wow.
If my brain is not structured, because myself, with the fact that my brain can take those 4 languages, oh my God, sometimes English is not Englishing, French is not Frenching in. Swedish, let's not even talk about it.
Yeah.
So, no. So, yeah, structure.
Okay.
Structure helps me in my creativity, and it's helping me even more. Like I was telling you about with my TikTok journey that I'm trying, my social, Because now that, I'm like deep in, and I'm like, okay, I have my classes set. I have my goals set. I have this set. I'm like, wait a minute. You see all of them TikTok people that are like, guys, it's not about the algorithm. It's about the structure. You need to use your tools, correctly and stuff. I'm like, let me write. Let me see if I can understand it from that perspective. So that's why I started realizing a little bit. So structure. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna do it this whole year. I'm gonna add a bit more structure in my creativity.
Okay.
Hopefully,
it's gonna be
it will
great.
still be fun.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna turn around and you're gonna be like, this was amazing. I'm super structured. I know what I'm doing. I know what the days are looking like.
Exactly.
So, you got nothing to worry about.
But when it comes to creating choreographies, that structure will not structure still. That's what I need to learn, because I go off my emotions too much when it comes to that. I need to stop. I need to go off the discipline of doing it and not my emotions, because it needs to be muscle memory for me now. But I go off my emotions. So I'm like, oh, God, today I don't want to create, knowing damn well that I'm teaching tomorrow and the choreography is not done. I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m. to do it. Well, let me not curse.
But that's good. But I think it is. I think to be able to look back and see, like, and I guess reflective on that, the impact that having that structure had for you, I think that's really important. Yeah. And I think that's great that you can notice that. And we've come to the final question before we go to passing the mic, which is where you get to ask me questions.
Can't wait.
Which is for anyone who is like you.
Oh.
So they don't have to just be students. They can be young people. They could be people that want to do a career change. But essentially anyone who's sort of like in this in-between. And when I say this, it's not because I'm saying like you're in between like different places in life.
I like it though.
You're in between in the sense that you're between cultures, countries, careers. So anyone who feels that they're in between, what practical advice or guidance would you give to them on embracing all sides of themselves without shrinking?
I'm going to be dramatic a little bit.
Okay.
So, those boundaries are going to come naturally. You can't block them. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I need to say.
Okay.
Because I don't want to lie. Those boundaries are going to come naturally.
Okay.
The reason they're going to come is because when you go to one country to the other, automatically you're going to think, do I fit in? You just arrived. It's not. So once you have overcome those boundaries, and then you accept that, oh, no, I am both. That's what authenticity comes in, which is what I was talking about at the start.
Yep.
That's when you really start to say, cool, let my light shine. Bright, loud. Do not be afraid to be loud.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to be loud with that light. Because when I'm telling you, the amount of times I am underestimated because I was quiet, because I chose to be kind, nice, hot. No. Yeah, with a heart. And I'm not saying to be mean, rude, or whatever. No, do not confuse those two things. But be loud and really be true to you without necessarily wanting to fit in a box. So, the second advice I will say is it's okay to feel like maybe it is the right or maybe not the right choice. It's okay to go through that phase. And only yourself, only you will know. You can talk to 3,000 people about it, but only you will know. The very important point that I'm going to say now is you will not understand your friends and your friends will not understand you. Why? Because you have experienced you have lived in 3 different countries, 4 or 5 or whatever it is, and you have been a person in those countries. You have those cultures that are now a part of you as you go along to another one. It's impossible for your friends to understand you to 100%. Your friends will always understand you with what you get them and what you give them. That's the reality. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad or it's wrong. No, it's reality. That's why I started accepting. Because I will have so many conversations or stuff with people where they'll be like, yeah, but, those things are excuses and everything. It's nothing to do with excuses. It's just a fact. My culture, I have my own. Last point, you have your own culture. As individuals, we have our own cultures. But you have your own culture, which is loud, because that culture is 3 different countries. I can use me for an example. Côte d'Ivoire, Suède, France. And now the UK. I go to Sweden. They're like, look at the lingo. You speak like them now. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm here. I'm definitely not from the UK. I go home. I'm definitely not from Ivory Coast. You get my point? However, it's still me. Why? Because people are still drawn to you. Oh, man. You're you're the best of all those worlds. People will always be drawn to you. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Just keep you stepping. And one thing as well is learn how to do barriers. Because with a light, when it comes to someone that has a bright light, you see the devils out there, and then he'd be saying like, oh, I don't like that light. It's a bit too bright. We need to dim it a little bit. No. Learn how to have barriers. Learn how to, just open your eyes. Your third eye need to be open. Aaron will laugh about this. It's my partner. Just had to make a joke.
No, honestly.
So yeah, I hope it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Those are tips that you can take.
It's beautiful. That's a beautiful way to end. Before we go to the main end of the episode, this is where you get to ask me questions. So this is passing the mic. What you said you thought of questions. Yeah, so now I'm like,
but now this has brought me to think of other questions. Hold on.
Okay. You can ask as many as you want. If you want to ask all the ones you wanted to before and some new ones that have popped up, it's up to you. This is your floor.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
How do I formulate this?
I'll be honest, if you do it in another language, I won't be able to respond.
No. What are the pros and the cons to you starting your podcast? Is it a good one?
That's a good one. I've never been asked that before, actually. Like for me specifically, or like for anyone who wants to start a podcast?
You.
Me specifically. Okay, so when I started with friends, this was all the way back in, I want to say 2021.
Uh-huh.
So we, obviously COVID is still happening at this time. Everyone's at home. And the biggest thing I say is none of us knew how to record podcast. I'm not a media student. They weren't. We'd never done media stuff. I just did a bit of video editing as a fun passion thing. So the biggest thing I would say, which was like maybe a con, was you have to like learn. I guess it's 2 things. So you have to learn how to do everything because like I was like, I don't have budget behind this. So I need to know how to edit. I need to know how to I need to know how to market this. I need to know how to upload content. I need to know which platforms are the best places for us to be. So like now we're on video, which is great. This is all cool. When we started, we were on YouTube. We were on audio only because I was like, I don't know how YouTube works. Even like us being on YouTube, I tell people think it was like our master plan. We had this vision and we were all going to... No, it was literally one of my friends that I was recording with. He was like, oh, so I think for this like new season, we should be on YouTube. And I was like, oh, well, why? He said, I feel like, if there's an audience and people like stuff on YouTube, like, they're going to connect to it. And I was like, oof, I don't know. Like, I've not uploaded content to YouTube before. I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works. And he was like, let's just do it. If we do it for this first season and we feel like, that, like, numbers are rubbish or, like, we feel like, actually, this is just super painful, he's like, just scrap it. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm trusting you. But that's why we're on YouTube. I tell people, the interesting thing I've now found about this podcast is when we started, like, obviously, the first season was only audio. So we got a lot of listens and like, interactions through that. Now, we get more people who watch it than they do listen. And they may be listening to this in the background. And if you are, I'm not judging you. But I'm not judging you. It's cool. I mean, I listen to other people's podcasts in the background, so I can't even make a point to stand on. But I think my thing with it is I tell people it's interesting because if we didn't go onto YouTube, like we tapped into people, like a new audience have come. And like now where YouTube, because I was even talking to someone at work about this. He was just like, he works at Sky and he was talking to someone about, like they also do podcasting. Okay. And he was like, my biggest thing to you is like YouTube is now like bigger than. Essentially, it's interesting. YouTube is a free platform, but YouTube has built up like content and stuff. Then now it's basically competing on the same levels as your like Netflix and like big publishing stuff, which is wild because like even I probably won't do it because I don't have the time to. But like if you wanted, like let's say you had a YouTube channel. Did you now know that as a YouTube content creator, you can add courses to your YouTube channel?
Sorry, what?
Yeah, you can add courses to your YouTube channel. So
No way.
and you can. So I think if you get paid by YouTube, you can. I feel like you could put it behind a pay, or you could say it's like only for your members of your community that pay to get into good. But yeah, you can add courses to YouTube. YouTube now, like, so initially, Google had its own listening platform like Spotify, and then when they were on YouTube, they basically would keep their all like music on their Google Music app. Then they were just like, we're getting rid of it. We're gonna turn it into, or we're gonna create YouTube Music. So then now they were just like, oh, with YouTube Music, everyone's doing podcasting, Spotify doing podcasting. So we're now going to enable you to add podcasts to Spotify. You add podcasts to your YouTube channel. So you can turn playlists into into a podcast. I tell people like the reason why now, so like Spotify now let podcasters upload video versions of their podcast. I was like, that's almost a master plan. That's because Spotify was just like, look, YouTube, people are just like, oh, my audience are on YouTube, so I'm going to focus more on YouTube because YouTube's where it's at. So now they let you upload it on both. So like this, you can listen to this on Spotify. You can watch this on Spotify. So that was that's my con, is you really have to like learn everything from scratch if you are not interested in that stuff. The pro thing is that it's fun. So I tell people the reason why I love podcasting is because random question. Are you gonna ask me about anything dance related as one of the questions? Okay, cool. I will say this then. If I can find it. I'll put up a clip of it. What I was going to say is the reason why I like podcasting is because you get to learn about loads of different stuff. Yeah. And it's cool because you get to meet different people. And like everyone, so when we started, it was mainly like people that I knew that I met. Yeah. But then now it's like, okay, cool, I'm meeting people that I didn't know. I'm meeting people that maybe we met when I was at uni and they were just like, oh, I saw this. I'd love to be on. So now it's like building connections. The reason why I brought up the dance question is because I should have mentioned this at the start. I'm speaking to someone who's a professional dancer and I'm not talking about my embarrassing dance moment. So, what do you mean? Yeah, it's wild. And also, did I really? No, I think I said I'd do it for... I forgot I said I'd do it for our 5th birthday as well. So now I'm going to definitely embarrass myself on the internet. What? Actually, so I can't show it. I can't show the video. I'll show you the video afterwards. But I can't show the video just yet. I don't think this will come out before our 5th birthday. So I can't show the video yet. On the 5th birthday, the video will come out. Basically, so in secondary school, we went to this thing that was talking about like driving safely. It was like this, like it was 3 different schools, so my school and 2 others. And it was like all about like driving safely as young adults when we were all at 6th form. And then, so what happened is, to start, they were just like, we're going to bring people up to the stage. Like, anyone go up. Now, I thought the person on the stage was pointing to me. I was like, cool. Some people say it wasn't. I think it was. I got on the stage, and then the other 2 schools, like, 2 people come up from them. And then this guy's like, oh, cool, so what we're going to do is, we're going to do, like, a dance competition. Really? And then one of the guys from the other school was like, no, I'm good, and then walked off the stage. And I was like, oh, you know what, I'm up here. If I walk off stage now, it's going to be embarrassing. It's not going to be good.
So you said, I'm staying.
So I was like, I'm staying. And then I don't even remember what type of music they were playing. All I just know is like, so I started, and for a bit of context is, one, they didn't tell, like, nobody knew this. So I'm in my 6th form uniform, which is a suit. So I'm in a suit and smart trousers. The other guy is in jeans and a t-shirt and a jumper. I was like, cool. Now I've said, whenever I tell this story, I'm like, I can dance a bit. I can't do like the most, but I can dance a bit. I can dance to Afro beats, definitely. I'm pretty sure what was played was not Afro beats. But I was like, the way you can win a dance battle to me, if you're not like a professional dancer, is you can either do a front flip, you can do a back flip, you can do you can do a front flip, back flip, like you can do the splits. Yeah. I can't do any of those. What I can do is a cartwheel. So I was like, cool, I did some little thing on stage and then I did a cartwheel. Lo and behold, I didn't notice at the time, the guy that I was dancing against is a professional dancer, because this guy was like breakdancing. Yeah, this guy was like breakdancing, like popping and locking, doing the most. So what's wild is I tell people I don't know what's going through my brain. So the next bit of like what happens, which I think is what's in the video, is you see basically I just lose the plot and I'm just like I'm a not lose. I'm gonna just walk out. Like I'm gonna do the most, and I'm gonna just take out.
I need to see that video.
Yeah, I'll show you afterwards. So that's my dancing story.
So you said no.
I was like no. And the guy was just like, yeah, you both like did amazing jobs. Like let's say you both. I was like, don't say we both won. Like this guy can break dance. But look, this is why you don't judge a book by its cover. Because I was sizing him up. I was like,
you got this.
This brother can't dance. He's gonna do something embarrassing. I've won. I did a cartwheel. The crowd was screaming, but I was like, cool. I was like, there was a part. This is how you know, like. This is wild, because I was like, I can't do a front flip or a back flip, but I was like, should I just attempt it? And I was like, if I do it and I like injure myself, no. I like in the video you can just see like I do the randomest of dance moves. I don't know what I was doing, but
you were doing it.
I was doing it, and you know what? To be fair, people in my school found it funny, but they were just like, you know what? At least you like when
you did that. They stayed.
They stayed.
Plays and that.
Yeah. So I was just like, yeah. But that was not relevant to the question.
No, it's good because I needed to know about that. Because the second point is I am going to ask Jeffrey to do a TikTok. We might or might not put it afterwards.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the second day of it.
Okay. But yeah, I think those would be my main two pros and cons. Actually, sorry, I have two more. One, my pro would be, aside from like getting to meet people, learn about stuff is really cool. I think the pro would be like, now, like I feel like now, and it's like every like person who makes content who's big says it. Like you don't need to be like I know we've got like loads of equipment now, but like if you go back to our first episode of this podcast, like maybe not the audio one, the video one, because you wouldn't be able to tell we weren't using like professional microphones. But like the first video podcast that we did. Besides it being on Zoom, even if you go to the first one I did in person, like I've only got, it's not even like a professional microphone like this. It's a USB one that you can plug into your laptop and it stands up. Like there are a lot of like Twitch streamers will use and stuff. So it was like one of those. Like I was using my laptop webcam. Like it's not as good as the quality as the video is now. But I told people like, it's so easy to start, and the issue is people always feel like you need to have all this equipment to start. But I was like, I only got this equipment because like, hey, honestly, like, and I was like, you get this equipment once you've like built something. But no one's expecting you, whatever you're building, to be like great from the start. Like, just get started.
I used to be like that a lot. I used to think I can't do it. That's why I feel like this year, like I said with the progress thing, I'm gonna be like, oh no, let's just. So yeah, so it helps a lot. Yeah, thank you very much for this question.
And then my last thing about a con would just be the biggest con I think is that besides like having to do a lot of the research, like unless you're prepared to pay someone, you're gonna have to like learn how to do all the editing. Right. And like I know there are days when I'm super tired, so I'm just gonna quickly edit it, and it's not necessary. Like then once I relook at it, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? Like I clearly missed like something I should have cut out, or like the camera goes at a weird angle. There are tools that can help with that, which is great. But like at the end of the day, my bit of advice to someone is if you know you don't have the patience, time, or energy to do like review your own podcast, ask a family member, a friend, and you don't have to tell them like edit it for. Like if they're happy to edit it for you, great, that's amazing. But then if not, just tell them, hey, could you just like I'm gonna send you this link before I publish it. Could you just watch over it? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're happy. If there's like a weird cut, if there's like a weird angle. Again, a bit of like fun fact with this podcast on the first episode, there's a small gap within the first couple of minutes because when I was editing it, I forgot to zoom in when I was using Premiere Pro. Okay. So when I deleted the section, I thought I had moved it together, but I hadn't. So there's like a gap. And the only reason it stays there is because for me, it's a testimony to where we are now. Because now, like, you know, like I said, the setup's different. We're doing more stuff in person. So yeah.
Très bien. Ouais. Merci beaucoup. Alors, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. My last one.
Yes.
Is how do you manage your time?
That's a good one.
As a creative and of course someone that is in a working business.
That is a good question. Honestly, I'd say probably not as good as it should be. Yeah. Like I think sometimes people think that I'm like I am overly critical. I know I overthink and I overanalyze a lot. Like I even like people may have seen me like glancing over. I always check because like I'm like even now I'm looking at it. I'm like, is this thing recording? Because there have been times when it's not. But I think my biggest thing that I want to do this year is really I guess like you said about schedule. I think being a I think it's two things. I think being a creative is great because obviously, like, we have ideas. We love to like bring things to life, put pen to paper. But I think the biggest issue with creatives is two things. One is we don't sometimes understand that like you can have an idea, but you don't need to action it right then. So I might be like, yeah, actually, you know what? I've just had this random thought.
That's so true.
No, but it's true because I was like, so people now know that we do like events and stuff. So in March, well, I guess you heard it here first. Maybe I'll cut this as a nice little announcement. It may actually we'll probably we would have announced this. Within the next week, we'll be announcing that we're doing our Women's History Month panel discussion in March. Yeah, so we do one. But literally, people think, oh, like Jeffrey had that as a master plan. I always wanted to do events, but I was like, I don't have time, budget. When we also started, like I was in my final year of my undergrad, and the two people who were helping me were in the final year of their masters.
Okay.
So they were like busy, I was busy. And then when they graduated before me. So they had finished uni, they were looking for jobs and stuff. They still had a bit of time, but then got super busy. Yeah. I was like going into my masters, so I still had more time. So I was like, okay, cool, I do want to do events, but like it'll most likely just be myself or like getting like family and friends to help me. But my biggest thing is like he said, like I don't have a venue, I don't have this, I have that. So when I was talking to Brunel Student Union, like they helped us out with like covering the costs of this podcast when I was at Brunel. And then I basically told them, so we were talking about like a plan for the year and I was talking about episodes we were doing. And then I was like, you know what? I wouldn't actually mind to do like something for Women's History Month this year. And they were just like, what does that look like? And I was just like, we can just do a live panel discussion. And they were just like, cool. So I was like, cool, I'll put together a panel. I was like, we've interviewed people from, that's right, no worries. It just shows how emotional what I'm saying is. We were talking to Brunel and we were just like, yeah, this could be a good thing. And then this is the third year that we've done it. Yeah, this is the third year we've done the Women's History Month. Yeah, and then we do one for Black History Month as well. And I've just done that as a regular thing. But the reason why I say that is because if I had started from the beginning, I was like, I want to do events and I was focused on doing the podcast and events and I hadn't finished establishing what's happening with the podcast, it would have been too much. And I feel like as creators, we're always like, we want to do the most. I have said I was going to do last year that I'm going to do an event per month. I have changed that because I'm not wild enough to stick to that. Because generally I was like, this is great. And then it hit me like in December because I was like, I haven't confirmed what I'm doing for January. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing one event per month. Like, I was like,
dedication.
It's dedication. And I was also just like, look, I don't want to do an event per month. And people are just like, you know what, Jeffrey, I don't really want to do one in January because like, I was like, for me as well, my wallet has been stretched because of Christmas. Payday we're not even payday, I still got time before payday. I'm like, if this is me, how are others feeling? And then in addition to that, I was just like, everyone's tired after Christmas. Everyone kind of wants a slower start to the year. And everyone, maybe you feel like me with work, it's just not been a slow start. It's been like you have to hit the ground running. So I was like, why have that? Like, why force an event? Even February, I was like, be sick. You know, like I was speaking to one of my friends and she was just like, why don't you do like a dating event? And I was like, doing something for February will be sick, it'll be cool. But then I was like, again, if I do something like a dating event, I have to bring people, I have to make sure these people are okay. They're not going to do something wild. Because I was like, it might be fun to do maybe like a pop the balloon, take me out, maybe do speed dating. But then I was like, got to vet everyone. And then I was like, if I have to vet everyone, then there's going to be more stress, more like, I was like, you know what, let's just leave it. I may do something in February. I don't know. At this point, I'm like, no. But I think at least doing like, so the reason why I say that is because I then was like, okay, cool. I need to actually really think back and like be like, how can I make this work? So my con is that as creatives, we feel the need. Oh, sorry, not my com. With the structure, my thing is that you need to just be aware of that. You don't have to do everything right now, and sometimes just keeping it in your back pocket and waiting until like stuff arises is good. Because I've also told people it's the same with business.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Merci beaucoup pour la question.
You're very welcome. Look, like I said, man, if I spoke French, we could have done this whole podcast in French, and left people to wonder, because I'm pretty sure our audience. Actually, maybe some people, if you do speak French.
Bah oui, hein, tous les franco là ici, ils vont faire des commentaires et tout. Vas-y, allez-y.
See, look, I hope it was something nice, because like, if not, I wouldn't even be able to tell you. But we're gonna. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay.
Merci beaucoup.
No, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Wait, if I see, what's wild is one of my sister taught me French for GCSE, so she's gonna be wild at. Because wait, Dorian is.
Très bien.
See. You're going to be proud of me. I won't expose which sister, but you know if you're watching. We're going to go on to the MC of the month with our organizational individual that's relevant to the conversation that we're talking about. And we have selected the Ivorian Creative Collective. So they are a community-led platform that uplifts Ivorian and African diaspora artists through showcases, cultural exchange, workshops, and digital storytelling. And we feel that it aligns with essentially all the stuff we've been speaking about today, but also with your incredible commitment to growing art across continents and celebrating identity through creativity. So, if you're interested, please check out their website and more information on there. Maybe you could attend one of their events, let us know in the comments. But yeah, they are our MC of the month. We've now actually come to the very end, not only of the episode, but I guess of this season as well. So, this is the fun part, and I did this for last season, and this was really cool, and I'm going to do it again. Okay. So essentially, this segment, and I keep saying it, so now I'm just going to keep my mouth quiet until we actually get a sponsor. So we joke and call it the takeaway section. We say we're not delivering food, we're delivering messages for you to go home with.
Okay.
You are the last person, you're our last guest for this season. It's been a while since we did an episode, so I'm not going to try and list all the takeaways that have happened. But if you're interested, we will release a video with all of the ones from this season so you can catch up on them. But my question to you would be, and I guess not only, maybe thinking even broader than just this episode, because while it's the end of this season, we're now recording in January and it's the start of the year. And maybe when this comes out, people will still be like, oh, I still want to, change myself. I want to do things differently this year. I want to be better. So my question to you is, what is the message that you'd like people to take away from this episode? But what is the season-wide thing that you'd recommend? And whether it's something about we're in a new year, whether it's something about other stuff we've spoken about. Funnily enough, we started this season, if I remember correctly, with someone who was Christian as well, and we spoke about faith quite a bit in that episode too. So it's also interesting to be ending that. That wasn't planned, but it's a nice way to do the episode, because I think they started with their Bible. Yeah, actually that's really nice, because their item was a Bible, yours is a rosary. So it's nice to have that, But yeah, what would be your message that you'd be like, you want people to take home with you?
So your takeaway will be the thing is, I don't want it to be so I want to say
Okay.
Okay, let's go with that one. Mm-hmm. I think my takeaway will be acceptance. So what I mean by it is accepting layers of you and yourselves, and on the other side, accepting the way the person is. Because I think that, especially in the generation that we live in, we're not struggling, but we're being shown how to not accept and to take a certain image. So we don't accept the full version. We just take what we want. But my message is accept what the person is, because it is not yours. It is the person's journey.
Yeah.
And you, as a person that is living through that journey, you can only accept what people also give you. And that way, perhaps there will be less disappointment and there will be more love, more appreciation, honest appreciation. So yeah, that's what I think I can say. Take over.
That's beautiful.
I hope so. That makes sense, Tyler.
That makes sense. That makes sense, and that was beautiful. Well, we've officially come to the end of this episode. But also, it's the end of season 8 of the Student Guide. Okay, I will let you do. So we at this end point, this is our opportunity for you to. This is essentially where you can plug anything that you're doing. If there's events, if there's places for people to keep an eye out for you, if people want to connect with you, if they're like, oh my days, I've loved this conversation, I want to follow up with more, how can they do that?
So, when it comes to my social media, you can follow me on Instagram. Instagram is black_Vera. That is my Instagram account. Contact me at any time. Now, it does take me 2 to 3 days before responding. I won't lie, because most of the time I'm either correcting books or something. Just like. The second social media platform where you can follow me is TikTok. Okay. On TikTok, my TikTok name is Tanti en souplesse. Now, how do you spell that? It is together. It is Tanti, as you know it. Wait, that's the French now. TANTIE N and then souplesse as you hear it. Yeah.
We can also make it like here. Yeah, I should have said that.
Did you know what? Now I want it to be like Theon. That's what it's doing. But yeah, those are the 2 points. Hey guys, my brain is shattered. Oh yeah. Those are the two. See, English is not Englishing. Those are the 2 social media platforms where you can follow me. The next event that I'm doing is for all the beautiful women out there. Also, everyone that wants to just dance and release, just enjoy themselves with training, of course. I do my own classes where I teach. Okay. And my movement is called Femme Vibes. And I welcome everyone, mostly women, but I do welcome everyone. And right now, if you do want to be a part of this program, because I will do a monthly program with a specific style to focus on. Okay. We're there to work, to enjoy yourselves, of course, to grow, but to work. Thank you very much. It's where it's where movement meets. Movement allows you to grow, movement allows you to breathe, and movement allows you to be your true authentic self. That's what Femme Vibe is for me. That's who I am. That's what Femme Vibe is. So, my classes this month are Saturday. And if you do want to attend my classes, just let me know, of course, by DMing me. And then I will give you the links and everything for everything else and the tickets and all that. But yeah, it's Saturday that I do teach, Saturday during the day. That's for this month. Next month it might change, but I do have a community. Okay.
When she also says this month, please bear in mind that if you have stopped listening, no. I can clip this, so this can be released as like a nice little way for people to know that you're about to end the season. But anyone, if you're listening to this episode and you're like, oh, this specific month that this episode is released, we're not referring to this specific month. So if you are interested, please reach out on social media and we can let you know more.
Do you want me to re-say that so that they can...
No. I tell people these are the fun parts of the episode. I think the chaos is a part of the magic that makes it
January 2026, guys. Okay, that's the month that I'm talking about.
Like I said, then the episode, like we're dropping an episode this Sunday. I'm in a Christmas jumper. I have preference by telling people, look, I record in advance. Like
I love that.
I was like, I'm not going to release episodes of Christmas. No one's going to watch it. And I recorded this in December. I wear Christmas jumpers throughout December. It's people need to be aware of these things. But thank you very much for that. And please do check out all of those wonderful links. There's no point in me pretending that the season's going to end. I mentioned it at the start. Well, I mentioned it in previous episodes that we're not going anywhere anytime soon. Obviously, actually, you may not know this. You are the 80th person. Well, you're the 80th episode that we've released. Ooh. And I think, because we've not had a repeat person on this podcast, we did at least 3 episodes that me and like the 2 people I started out with, we all took on one. But you would be our 77th guest on this podcast.
C'est vrai?
Yeah.
Oh, merci. It's
Yeah.
an honor.
No, thank you. But yeah, we're not going anywhere time soon. We've got a lot of new cool episodes coming up. We'll be doing a new season. I'm also thinking about what I'm going to do because as I mentioned at the start of every season, we add a new thing. I don't know what I'm doing next season. If you have an idea, let me know in the comments. If you would like to suggest, because also we did a cool thing 2 years ago. Jeez, man, time is moving. 3 years ago, where we celebrate. So for our 50th episode, we did an interview with someone, and that was really great. If we most likely, with the way things are going, we'll definitely record, I imagine, our 100th episode this year. We may even release that episode this year, which is nice. I'm aiming to do that because this year is 5 years of the business. So it might be nice if we could get it within this 5th year, at least between March this year and March next year. I'd like that 100th episode to drop. But if you got interesting ideas of what that 100th episode could be like, let us know. If you want it to be a live podcast, which I'm leaning towards, I feel like it would be a nice way to celebrate. We could do that. I don't know who's going to be interviewed. I don't want to be interviewed because I have a podcast. Well, we have a podcast on business where I've been interviewed before, and I'll be on it again for a 3rd time running. So yes, please do not ask me to talk about Pick Up the Mic in this journey. Instead, suggest if you've got a guest, if you're like, Jeffrey, you need to bring on this person. If you know anyone famous, I have said I've always wanted to be interviewed by Trevor Noah. I don't know, Trevor, I don't know if you're watching, but I also know that I'm pretty sure you're either in America or you may be back in South Africa or you're floating between the two. So if you want to come over and be on a podcast, you're more than welcome to. But I've also said, Idris, you're on my list too, to interview. So if you know any of these people, I've dropped names for this for 80 episodes of people I'd like to come on. So please help us reach these people. But if you have someone you want to suggest, or if you have a cool idea, let us know. But yeah, we're gonna close this chapter, and not even just this chapter. We're going to close this whole edition because we see each season as an edition of the Student Guide, which is a cool, comprehensive book. So we're going to close this with this edition of the book. I'm going to sign it off, and we will see you all next time with a new episode, a new season, and a new guest celebrating cool things. So yeah, actually, you know, I realized I forgot to even do that. If you like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe. It's always appreciated. I got to do the official stuff. If you like this episode, like, someone subscribe, it's always appreciated. If you want to receive notifications of when episodes drop on this YouTube channel, please do check out. Please make sure you click the notification bell at the bottom of the video. If you want to receive cool merch, discounts on our events, or if you want to receive episodes early, ad-free, please sign up to our Patreon page, which is linked down below. You can also join our Buy Me a Coffee page, so you can donate monthly too. You can join YouTube membership. But if you're like, hey, I love what you're doing, I don't necessarily want to do a monthly subscription, but I want to donate, then you can through our Buy Me a Coffee page. So for the price of 1 coffee per month, if you're going to Blank Street, if you're going, I've forgotten what the other one is called, Watch House, if you're going to all these places, and you're spending £5, £6 on your matcha coffees, and you're like, wow, this is great, give one of those coffees to Pick Up the Mic, and we can continue to do the incredible work that we're doing. And like I said, you get discounts on our merch, and you get to celebrate cool things. We most likely, because I've been feeling creative, and you know, the idea came, and like I said, as a creative, sometimes you drop wild ideas. We will most likely have a special edition to celebrate 5 years. So we'll have a cool shirt for 5 years. Nice. And we will, because we are going to do a birthday celebration.
There you go.
If you're at the event,
I will be at the event.
We may do a giveaway. I'm not going to we'll preface by saying I'm not going to pre-order it because this, like, men and women sizing is different, and I don't know who's going to win. It might be someone who, if I get them a large top, it's going to be like super small. So we won't do it in advance, but we will make sure that one of you gets that shirt. If you're a Patreon member, then you can get that shirt early. But if you want it for free, you can come to our event and you can get it for free. But yeah, please do check out finally our other YouTube channels. So we have a sci-fi and fantasy, a gaming, and a anime channel, all listed on the For You page. So head over there and you can see them over there. But yeah, lovely conversations, lovely speaking to you. So thank you very much.
Honestly, merci beaucoup for having me.
No, thank you so much. Honestly, I've laughed a lot today, and you know it's been a long day. So I'm like, this is
like right now. I was about to say, please, guys, hello, we're tired too. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. It's after 9. We are tired, so we are gonna go. But thank you very much, and we will see you all in the new season. So take care and have a nice day.
Au revoir. Bisous, bisous.